Hello everyone, Joshua Myers here, and welcome back for another ranking video. And today I'm going to be ranking the big four original slasher movies. And that is, I'm going to be ranking the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original Halloween, the original Friday the 13th, and the original Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm going to be ranking them from worst to best. Now, before I go on to the rest of this video, I would like to say that this video was inspired by Christian Hanna Horror. His channel has now been rebranded to PlanetCHH. He did these videos a while back where he was ranking the original of the big four slasher films, and I thought that was kind of a cool idea. And he also did to where eventually he would rank like the big four sequels, you know, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Halloween 2, stuff like that, and kept on moving up. And I personally thought that was a great idea, and I felt like I wanted to give my 2 cents into this. So today I'm going to be ranking the big four slasher films of the original films. Starting off at number 4, I think I'm going to give number 4 to the original Friday the 13th. I know that's kind of sacrilege considering Friday the 13th is one of the big ones, but even though I do like the original Friday the 13th, my problem is that compared to the other ones, it's not as impactful to me as the other 3. And knowing that too, it's the only one of the original 3 that doesn't really have the iconic slasher villain that's prominent in that franchise. Now, that's not necessarily a problem to me because I do like what they did. I do like Mrs. Voorhees, played by Bessie Palmer, and I honestly think she's creepier than Jason to a degree. But, I mean, when you go to watch a Friday the 13th movie, you expect to see Jason Voorhees as the killer. But most people going into this film, seeing the name Friday the 13th, and associating Friday the 13th with Jason, they'd be like, oh, this is another Jason movie, and they watch it and it's like, where the hell's Jason? A lot of people seem to forget, especially just casual viewers seem to forget that Jason wasn't in the original. Jason wasn't, he was just kind of like a mention by Mrs. Voorhees, you know? But Jason was never meant to be the killer initially. And honestly, you know, another reason I kind of put this as my least favorite of the big four slasher films is because this is where it started the whole, you know, traditional slasher craze during the 80s. And, you know, essentially also too, now here's the thing, I'm grateful for the 80s slasher boom, you know? I think there were some good slasher films during that time. Well, there was a lot of slasher films that were honestly pretty mediocre and pretty just trash, you know? I'm looking at you, Don't Go Into the Woods Alone. I'm looking at you. Oh, and the other point I wanted to make too that docks this is that, and even the filmmakers involved, Sean S. Cunningham and Victor Miller, even admitted to this, that the original Friday the 13th was essentially, they were trying to rip off the original Halloween. They were trying to rip off this big boy, you know? And for me, I'm like, you know, if I'm going to watch a rip-off of Halloween, I would just go and watch the original Halloween. Those are the reasons why Friday the 13th is my least favorite out of the big four slasher films, at least of the original films. Now let's move on to my number 3 spot. And coming in at number 3 is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now here's the thing, I do rather enjoy the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Hell, I got the 40th anniversary Blu-ray, and I got it signed by the original Leatherface actor Gunnar Hansen a year before he passed away due to cancer. And also too, I got a replica of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface mask. And I do got a chainsaw around here, but it's kinda not working. Also too, I have a figure of Leatherface. It's of the remake from 2003, but I still have Leatherface in here. I do love the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I prefer it over the original Friday the 13th. And I think it's much more influential than, you know, the original Friday the 13th was. In that regard, I give it to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, coming in at my second place, and this is a tough one because I love both of these films. In regards to which films impacted me the most, which films that influenced my direction in life, I would have to give the second place to the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Now again, I love the original Nightmare on Elm Street. I love Freddy Krueger. I love Nancy. You know, I just love the whole tone of this film. I love the cinematography. I love the nightmare sequences. Some of them are iconic. Yeah, it's not to the original Nightmare on Elm Street, and you know, I think this is probably Wes Craven's best movies in my opinion. While it did impact me more than, let's say, Friday the 13th, the original Friday the 13th, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there's one film above it that impacted my life more than A Nightmare on Elm Street. But I am a Freddy fanboy. I love A Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, I got the Nightmare on Elm Street poster right there. I got the Nightmare on Elm Street box set. I got a couple Freddy Krueger gloves. I got a free $100 Freddy Krueger silicone mask. So I love Freddy Krueger. Oh, I got the VHS tape for Freddy vs. Jason. You know, I love Freddy. I love the original Nightmare on Elm Street. It's not a knock. It's just, you know, there's just one film above it that impacted me more, and one that I love more, and that is going to be my number one, and that is the original Halloween. Again, I love this movie to death. This is one of my favorite horror films, definitely one of my favorite slasher movies. As you can't tell, I got the shirt that's of the poster. I got the poster right there, nice looking poster. You know, I got a tapestry that does include Jason and Leatherface and Freddy. But I do got, it has Michael Myers, it has but they're the Rob Zombie versions, but it has the Rob Zombie adult Michael and young Michael played by Dave Farch, and has a image of the Myers house. So, and also too, I have the soundtracks for a few of the Halloween films. I have the soundtracks to Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, Halloween 2018, and I have the vinyl for Halloween Kills. I have all the films aside from Halloween Ends on DVD and Blu-ray. I have, you know, I just got in the book Taking Shape, which goes through from development to screening of all the Halloween films up till Halloween 2018. That recently, and in fact, most of my horror shirts are of Halloween Michael Myers related shirts at this point. In fact, most of my masks are of Michael Myers. I got the replica Tots Halloween 2 Blood Tier mask. I got the replica Tots 78 mask. I got a Ruby's Rob Zombie Halloween mask. I got the replica Tots Halloween 6 mask, although that one is looking to be, like, it looks the worst out of them because of the fact that it's starting to rot and everything. So I'll probably have to rebuy that mask, but yeah. Also too, I got the NECA figure for, like, the Halloween Kills Michael Myers NECA figure, which I did my review of on this channel. So yeah, I love Halloween. You know, Halloween is my bread and butter. I love this franchise, especially the original film. The original film is my absolute favorite of the franchise, and it's going to end up taking a hell of a Halloween film to ever top the original. And not only that too, John Carpenter is one of my film idols in regards to not only of the movies that he makes, but also to, like, how influential he was for me as a filmmaker myself. You know, again, I got free posters in here of his movies. I got Halloween, The Thing, The Fog. I got a lot of his films on Blu-ray and stuff like that. So, and yeah, I just love John Carpenter. And I even tweeted to him when I was 16 years old, saying that how I was an up-and-coming filmmaker and how I respected and admired him as a person and a director, and how I hope to become as good of a director as he is. And he replied to me, which I thought that was amazing, and I still have the screenshot of that tweet from when I was like 16. So I think that was around 2013, something like that, I don't know. But yeah, I love the original Halloween, and I love Michael Myers. I love just a lot of it. I love the score. It's probably one of the most iconic horror movie scores ever made. And yeah, that's it. this film was more impactful to me any other of these big four slasher films of the originals of these. So that's it for this video. Tell me in the comments what you guys think below. Do you agree with my ranking? Or do you disagree? If you disagree, tell me why you disagree. And play nice in the comments. You know, respect each other's opinions. And again, this is just my opinion. This is my ranking. And also, if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And thank you all for watching, and see you next time.